All right, everybody. So this is a quick intro video into the application that you'll be using once you sign up to work with myself one-on-one through my fitness coaching program. When you get signed up, we send you our onboarding checklist. Now, there's a number of things that we have you do there, but one of those things is submitting your program creation form. It's basically a big questionnaire that gives us a ton of information about your situation, your experience, maybe your preferences, your lifestyle, etc. We then take all of that information and we build you out a fully 100% custom transformation program, including all the exercises we need you to do, the dietary program, meal plans, etc. And once all of that is built, you'll get your own personal login into our training app here, and that's where all of those things will be hosted. And that's what we're taking a look at today. Obviously, for example purposes, we have a client of ours named David who has been working with us for a couple months now. And I'm going to use David's profile just to kind of demonstrate what you can expect once you actually get in here. Now, you're probably going to be using this app on your phone. It's just more convenient that way, but I'm showing you on desktop just because it's easier to actually see everything. And what we're looking at right now is your main client dashboard. So every day you're going to pull up this app and you're going to have almost like a to-do list here at the top that's going to show you what you should be doing each day. Now, right now, this says things to do tomorrow. And that's purely because David already did a bunch of things today. So I wanted to show you what it would look like starting from scratch. So let's say that you woke up and this is what's on your to-do list for the day. You have a nutrition goal, your workout. We have you track your body steps, and then we do give you a step goal. It's not the end of the world if you don't hit it, but it does help. Now I'm going to start by going into the workouts. We'll get back to this nutrition goal here in a little bit. But if you go ahead and click on your workout, and this will give you a quick overview of what the workout actually is that day. All of the movements that we program for you are going to be super safe, low risk, high stability. I don't generally believe in the CrossFit type thing because oftentimes it really does lead to injury. So we stick to just traditional weightlifting and really making sure we can help you get stronger and build muscle. That being said, you'll still have video instructions for each movement that we program for you. As you can see, we have 4 movements programmed for David's workout tomorrow. Each of them has their own form instruction video. But again, everything that we have you do is super simple. You're not going to have a problem doing any of the movements. But if you wanted to see what that would look like, you just click this play button here. It'll bring up a quick video on how to do this specific movement, along with some written instructions on the side here. This first page is just an overview. If you're actually ready to do the workout, you go ahead and click Enter Stats at the top here, and you'll begin logging how many sets you did with however much weight you used. You also see how many reps we recommend you doing for each movement. If you're wondering why there's a range of 6 to 10 reps here, it's because we want to make sure that you're challenging your muscles enough to stimulate growth. You could do 30 reps, but if none of those reps are actually challenging for your muscles, you're not going to see any progress. We usually program something like 6 to 10 reps, and we leave a note saying that the 10th rep should be a little difficult. So you'll log in, how many sets you did with however much weight. I'm not going to go through the whole thing right now, of course, but do that here, and then you will click save at the top. And then I will know whether or not you did your workout. I'll know exactly how many sets you did, how much weight you used, and myself and Coach Riley will be tracking this each workout, making sure that you are progressing each time. Now, obviously, if you signed up for this program, then one of your main goals is probably to lose a significant amount of body fat. And you'll see here, we have you track your body stats, and we do this every single day. A lot of coaches will only have you weigh yourself weekly. I'm going to tell you why that's a bad idea. The amount of water that your body holds is very volatile. If you have a bad day of sleep, or maybe you have more carbs than you're used to, maybe you have more sodium, maybe you're just stressed, or even your hormones, that's going to cause your body to retain a lot more water. And obviously, when you're retaining more water, that's going to show up on the scale. So if you're weighing yourself weekly and it happens to be on a day where you're holding more water, we're going to be getting some inaccurate information, especially if you've been doing your diet correctly. So instead, what I like to do, and what we've done for the past 5 years, is have you weigh yourself daily, and we take the average of this week and compare it to the average of next week. As long as there's a decrease, then you're good to go. Now, for demonstration purposes, you can click Track Body Stats here. You're going to do this every day. If you miss a day, it's not a big deal. You'll click Enter Stats. You'll simply add whatever your weight was that morning when you jumped on the scale. We have specific instructions on how to weigh yourself. It's generally, do it right in the morning before you eat or drink, after you use the bathroom. And if you do it that way, you're going to get a more accurate reading. So enter your weight here, you click save, and you'll be good. David's obviously been working with us for a few months, so we can go ahead and take a look at his weight graph here. In the past month, you can see he started July 6th at 264, and today, which is August 6th, he's down to 250. So, he's making amazing progress. It's really great. But obviously, you'll be able to see, the past 3 months, and like I said, he's only been working with us for a few months, but started 283, and I mean, look at that. It's just amazing. And of course, this is exactly what our goal is going to be with you. Now, we haven't had to do this with David, but it is important to take a waist measurement as well. It's more common with women because of the fluctuation in hormones, but you will often have 2 to 3 week spans where you don't see any kind of progress on the scale. And you start freaking out. You're like, what am I doing wrong? And you start really getting defeated. But if you take a waist measurement, and granted, this is if you've been doing everything correctly, you've been in a calorie deficit, you've been following the program. If you take your waist measurement, and if you're losing inches off your waist, that's amazing. And you don't need to change anything. Every inch that you lose off your waist generally correlates to between 3 and 4 pounds of actual fat loss. If you're wondering why that doesn't always show up on the scale, it's again because of water retention. If you're newer to weightlifting, or if you haven't really done consistent weightlifting in a long period of time, then you're also building, a reasonable amount of muscle mass. So that's all going to play into the reason why the scale is kind of lagging. Of course, we also have you take progress photos. I'm not going to show you David's here just for his privacy. The ones that you do see all over my social media, we have gotten permission from them to post. I don't post any testimonials of anybody without permission, so you don't need to worry about anybody else seeing them. Now, the next thing I would like to show you is the meal plan and dietary aspect of this program. Now, we currently have David on 2,000 calories. I want you to take this whole PDF with a grain of salt because this is going to look different for every single one of you. The meals are going to look different. The guidelines that we have in here are going to look different. So just keep in mind, it's just for example purposes, just for demonstration, so you can see actually what things are going to look like once you're inside. Now, we start off just by giving you an introduction. Obviously, I'm not going to go through and read this entire thing here. It's just some basic tips, some mental reminders to get you in the right mindset of what we're going to accomplish here. We give you some daily targets. And again, it's super simple. We're very calorie and protein focused. So you'll get a daily calorie max, and then you'll get a minimum protein that we want you to try and hit. Obviously, if you're not in the same situation as David, we're not going to expect you to get 200 grams of protein, but you will have your own completely personalized calorie target and protein target. Now, one of the parts that we give you in this dietary program are just some super simple meals that you can put together very easily without having to do much cooking or prep. And you're going to get a couple different options for that. So this option A would be like day one of eating for David. He's obviously got 3 different meals here that he can eat for that day, showing exactly the amount of calories and the protein that each one has. And then we do give him some notes and almost like some snacks on the side to be able to maybe help if things get busy. Now, you'll get multiple days worth of eating with these super simple meals that you don't have to do any kind of extra thinking or planning. We've got it all figured out for you. If you just go in here, pick this meal, and put it together, you're going to hit your goals, you're going to do amazing, and you're going to make awesome progress like David has already. We also give you the ability to do like a build your own, where you just pick a protein, you pick a snack, you pick a carb, and we kind of give you some ideas to throw those all together. So there is a little bit more variety there. And then as you just continue to scroll down, it's just some other stuff like grocery hacks that we like to use, maybe some other like snack options. David likes to get this rotisserie chicken bowl that his grocery store has. So we'll go ahead and calculate the calories for that and incorporate it into your dietary program that way. And if you continue scrolling down, there's going to be some more personalized snack options that you will see here. Now, protein powders and other supplements aren't required as part of this program, but they can be helpful for some of you. We'll kind of talk to you about it, see what you're open to, and see if it makes sense to buy a couple different supplements. And as you continue scrolling down, it's just some other tips and recommendations. We have an electrolyte that I've been taking personally for multiple years. It's very helpful for in the middle of your workout, especially if you tend to sweat a lot. It's going to help you replenish the minerals that you lose through that sweat. Just some low-calorie sauces that you could be on the lookout for at your grocery stores. Some tips for dealing with cravings, and just some other notes and advice. Restaurant guidelines, which many of you are probably going to be using. One thing that's cool about this program is once we build you this workout program, this dietary program, we can change these things as many times as needed for the sake of results, sustainability, convenience, enjoyment. All I ever really ask of you is for communication. If I know that you're going to a restaurant and you need help figuring out what to order, we'll tell you exactly what you can get. We'll give you multiple different options. Even if you happen to be traveling and you're going to a different restaurant almost every day, as long as you're communicating with us, we'll adjust this thing on a daily basis to make sure that you stay on track. Now, there's really 2 things that I try to accomplish with these dietary programs. First one are those days of eating where you don't have to do any kind of thinking. It's just follow this, you'll reach your goals, end of story. Now, most people, they want some kind of variety, right? And that's exactly why we have those 2 targets that I showed you at the beginning, the calories and the protein target. If you are staying under your calories and getting close to your protein goal, it doesn't matter what you eat. Personally, I don't love to cook. So we often find ourselves getting carry out or going to restaurants, doing some kind of meal delivery, or I have a bunch of convenient grocery items that I like to stick to. And I'm able to stay in shape because I keep my calories in check and I get a significant amount of protein. And that's kind of the mindset shift that we want to help you accomplish as well. You don't need to eat like a bird, you don't need to eat food that you hate, and you don't need to spend a ton of time cooking, prepping, and cleaning. So we'll give you the super easy outsourced decision making where you can just pick these meals and reach your goals, but we'll also give you the ability to eat whatever the hell you want as long as you're following these guidelines, and we'll help you do that. Now, this was just a very brief introduction to the training app. I'm going to move over to our communication app where we'll actually be having our conversations on a daily basis. All right, so here we are inside the Discord community. Now, I say community because there is a group aspect to this one-on-one fitness program. It is totally private one-on-one fitness coaching, but I incorporated a community and group aspect just for extra accountability and an extra source of inspiration. So you'll get an invite to this Discord server. You'll obviously have access to all of the group features, but most importantly, we will create a private one-on-one chat between you, myself, and Coach Riley. Again, we're the only ones that you'll be working with throughout the entirety of the program. Unlike most fitness coaching programs out there, we don't do just one check-in per week. Riley and myself will be checking in on you 4 to 5 times per week in addition to 24/7 consulting. I've never believed in just doing one check-in per week because you will have bad days. Maybe you need an extra kick in the ass for motivation. Or maybe you go to restaurants often and you need help picking something. You will have nonstop, constant 24/7 access to myself and Riley, in addition to us reaching out to you 4 to 5 times a week, checking in. As far as what those check-ins look like, we take a look at your weight, your measurements, your photos, your workouts, and your nutrition. From here, we want to make sure that you're feeling great physically, mentally, and emotionally so that it really is a sustainable, permanent change for you. And then we're making sure that you're set up for success in the next coming days. Now, most communication is going to be through text and voice messages just because we work with a ton of busy professionals and it's the most convenient source of communication. That being said, if there's ever a need for more extensive conversation, we're more than happy to jump on a phone call or a Zoom call, but we do have 3 group calls every single week that you're more than welcome to join as well. They're usually Q&A style and just another opportunity for you to get some extra help and to connect with other people on a similar mission. And Discord is what we use to communicate with 95% of our clients. If you'd rather us just text you or if there's another app that you really want to use, we can talk about that. We usually don't have a problem with it. And as far as any other features in the community, we do have a wins channel where people are just sharing their progress, their success stories, and it's another source of inspiration. We have a post your meals channel where people just talk about the foods that they've tried lately. Like for example, Matt, he just subscribed to Factor Meals. It's a meal delivery service, and he was just rating how he liked each of the meals that he got. But then you also have people that are just sharing like different things they found at the grocery store, like these chips here. Now, I talked a little bit about it before, but communication is the biggest part of this by far. Again, I back my program by a full money back guarantee because I know what it takes to get people results. Today, we've helped over 700 busy men and women lose belly fat successfully and doing it the right way. We don't rely on medication, we don't rely on hours of exhausting cardio, and we don't rely on meal prep. I'm a huge believer in making fat loss convenient and easy, and our results speak for themselves. I appreciate you watching this. I look forward to potentially working together, and I can't wait to help you make an amazing transformation just like we have with 700 people already.